Is the biggest reason why I don't recommend you as a buyer to use Zillow, Redfin, or any other site. Check this out. If you connect with a real estate agent, the real estate agent will provide you with MLS access. MLS is the database where all of these other sites get and pull their information from. So not only is it the sole source of information, the actual database, the owner of the information, if you will, but also there's additional fields, filters, and features that allow you as the buyer to have more control of where you're looking to buy your home. Drive time. Drive time is the biggest reason why I don't recommend you as a buyer to use Zillow, Redfin, or any other site. Let's say, for example, I'm looking to buy in Columbia, Maryland. So I'll go ahead and type Columbia, Maryland into the search. From here, it'll show me the outline on redfin.com of the city of Columbia, Maryland. However, what if I need to be a certain distance from a specific location? Let's say from your in-laws, you want to make sure that you're 20 minutes or closer, or you commute to work, so you have a specific address in mind, a specific building that you go and you work 40 hours a day, a week, 40 hours a week. You want to make sure that your commute time isn't 2 hours away, right? So the intent here is, how do I go about creating a search that is specific to a location, a distance to a location? Within the Columbia homes, I'll go ahead and select all filters, and this filter will allow me to change a specific budget, the maximum amount I'm willing to spend, the bedrooms, the bathrooms. I'll go ahead and scroll down and it'll tell me the property type, if it's a townhome, if it's a single family, detached, the number of garages, the size, all of these great features. However, nothing has to do with the distance to a specific landmark or location. Now take a look here. From here, I have the ability as your real estate agent to be able to log into our local MLS, which is the Bright MLS, and be able to pull up not only all of this information and data to filter on and narrow your focus to find your dream home, but also, and more importantly, specific to this video, we're talking about drive time. Same concept under the postal city. I'll type in Columbia, Maryland. That city will appear. I'll select it, and you'll notice under the coming soon or active, we already have 53 matches. What I'll do is I'll scroll up and select map to show you this is the area of Columbia, Maryland, very similar to Redfin. Now what's different is I'll go ahead and select this button here, the drive time. This feature allows me, as mentioned, to be able to enter a location to drive to or from. So instead of saying just Columbia, Maryland, anywhere there, let's say I need to be 10 minutes away from the mall. Let's just say that's my specific requirement for buying a home. I'll go ahead and enter the address. Let's just say on a Monday morning, I need to arrive within 10 minutes by 8 a.m. I'll go ahead and select add and check what happens. Notice we originally had all of Columbia. However, based upon traffic, based upon distance, based upon drive time, you'll notice here, instead of this massive area of Columbia, I'll zoom in and it's saying, hey, this is the area that if you wanted to fit that requirement and drive 10 minutes or less and arrive by 8 a.m., this is exactly the perimeter that we're going to be working with. All right, I get it. Now, I know what you're thinking. This might be a little too unreasonable, but it's my house. This is exactly what I want. But fine, because of the low inventory, I'll just make a modification. Instead of 10 minutes, then what we'll do is we will go ahead and change the drive time info. And instead of 20 minutes, I'll say as long as I'm within 30 minutes of the Columbia Mall, then I'm okay. As long as I'm 20 minutes away from Columbia Mall, then I'm okay. I've heard great news about Long Reach High School, so what I'm going to do is say, hey, I also want to make sure that I'm very close to the high school for future kids, let's say. That's perfectly fine. What we can do is we can add the address for Long Reach High School or any other location and say, hey, we want to be within a 15-minute time frame of 7:30 a.m. on a Monday to be able to make it to Long Reach High School. And what's super neat here is notice we have created two perimeters, one for the Columbia Mall, the other for Long Reach High School. Again, this all depends on the address that you specifically need. What we can do here is we can hover over and include intersection only. And by doing so, it's now removed all of the properties that were outside of the intersection. So it's saying both have to be true. We have to be within X number of minutes from the first address and X number of minutes within the second address. This advanced level of searching is going to help you as the buyer. So ignore Zillow, ignore Redfin, work with your real estate agent so you can find the dream home that specifically meets all of your requirements.